You have questions? We have answers. Welcome to the Therapist Question Box with your host, Miss Lindsay Schiss.
Welcome back to another episode of the Therapist Question Box. I'm your host, Lindsay Schiss, and also a therapist at Therapy Utah. We are here to discuss your questions about mental health and relationships. And today we are doing another episode on relationships. And I have with me Lauren Claus. Lauren, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes. So Lauren, tell us a little bit about yourselves for those listeners that haven't met you yet.
Totally. So I've been with Therapy Utah for a little over 2 years. I've worked in private practice. I work in a rehab as well. And I love talking about relationships.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
I wanted to have you for this question because Lauren is actually engaged right now.
I am.
So I feel like you are the perfect person to address this question. So we'll go ahead and get started with the question and then we'll jump into it. Okay. So the question is, we'll just begin. My partner and I are thinking about getting engaged, but we have very different communication styles and sometimes struggle to resolve conflicts. We're considering premarital therapy, but part of me worries it means we're already in trouble and have problems. Is therapy before marriage a good idea, or is it a red flag that we actually need it? Okay, Lauren, so give us your hot take. Is it a good idea or is it a red flag?
I am 100% pro going to therapy before making a commitment to each other. Okay. And I say that because I think it's really typical for us nowadays to watch movies with relationships where these two people meet and it's love at first sight and it's perfect and they click 100% of the time. And it just looks like it's like a story. And I want to be realistic that that's not really common for a lot of people. A lot of people meet, they are clunky and awkward, or they get into a relationship and it's hot off the gate, or it's not, and it's a slow burn. And it's really hard to get two people just all of a sudden 100% click within just meeting with each other. So to me, it makes sense that this person is coming from a standpoint of, I feel really concerned that we don't have the same communication styles. And also I want to validate the fear of, okay, but if we go to therapy, then that means there's already a problem. Yeah. And I just don't think that's true. I actually think it's very smart and it's very proactive to get ahead of the game, acknowledging we don't necessarily see eye to eye. And that's also okay. We want to figure out how we can both meet in the middle with each other.
Nice. So is there ever a time, because as you were talking, I thought, obviously therapist to therapist, we believe in therapy. So premarital therapy, the biggest commitment you're going to make, why wouldn't we do therapy? That makes perfect sense. However, there may be times where it might be a red flag. I mean, can you think of a time where a couple where you're going, actually, this could be a problem, right? Yeah. And I'm considering couples that are already having major struggles and that there's some maybe fundamental value differences and things that are problematic. Tell me about that. Give me your thoughts on maybe when we might be concerned that maybe there's some bigger issues and that this partnership is going to be difficult.
Yeah. So I would say maybe the red flag is if both of these people are on different wavelengths or terms of why we're going to therapy. So oftentimes I'll get couples in my office where one wants to be really proactive and talk through everything that they want to work on and have goals, and then you kind of get the vibe, or maybe they are honest and straightforward of, I'm just going here because my partner wants me to. And right off the bat, you're already at two totally different starting points of why are we here? What are we looking to work on? And that can make it really difficult to navigate and be on the same level, especially when it comes to values, long-term goals. Where do you see yourself in the relationship in 10 years? So to me, right, a red flag could be if I feel like I have to force my partner to come. They don't seem proactive enough. They kind of are yeah, sure, we can try it, whatever. I only think this really works if both partners are really committed and have kind of the same idea of what's the purpose of us going to therapy? How are we going to benefit this? It's not meant to be a chore, and it's not meant to be something that you just cross off a list.
Yes. So when you said that, it made me think, more often than not, when I have couples in my office, it's the same thing. I have one that's really excited, wants to be there, and the other one that not so much. Yeah. However, it's a little different when you're in couples therapy because there is a problem. There's something going on, right? There's often one that feels a little more, okay, I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to work through it. And another one that feels, oh, I'm going to get slaughtered here. I'm going to be right. All my weaknesses are going to be in front of this person, and it's going to be in front of lights. And I don't like that. But I think it's different when we're looking at it from a proactive standpoint, that we are looking at how can we be better going forward, going into this, right? So I like that just the awareness of maybe where your partner is at with that, and the comfort level might be something to consider. So we do see that there's a rise of premarital therapy. Have you heard a lot of this happening?
I have, actually. And I think this kind of maybe goes with the trend of people getting married later on in life rather than like super soon. And there's nothing wrong with either. But I think the trend lately that they've been showing statistically is people are getting married older, later in life, and they're also doing more premarital counseling. And I think that's because, one, people are really trying to make sure that the people that they meet and they commit to have a better chance of not ending in divorce, right? Unfortunately, statistics show that marriages end 50-50. There's a 50% chance that you might get divorced from your partner. And I don't know if it's just like my generation that we finally caught up with, like, wow, it's kind of a big toss up, right? Maybe we want to lower the statistic. Maybe we want to try and be more proactive and like the person that I'm creating kids with, or maybe just signing on like as a life partner. I want to make sure that I'm with them for life if that's what I'm choosing, right? I want to try and make sure that I have the best chance of success.
Yes. So as you're thinking about that, what do you think, what role does premarital therapy play? I mean, if I were a premarital therapist, which to be honest, I've never done premarital therapy or counseling in that regard, what would you say would be important for couples to discuss in premarital therapy?
Intimacy.